Now, if you have an accident, when is it sensible to contact a lawyer? Not in the case of every accident, I imagine, but in some cases it's a good idea to contact a lawyer.
Yeah, if it is a small accident, it's not necessary. But if you are involved in an accident in which parties are not agree about who was fault, okay, and are not agree with the how that has happened and assuming the responsibility. If it is a big accident, there are several different cars involved and people injured, okay?
Yes.
Contact with a lawyer.
Particularly if there are people who have been injured.
Yeah.
Because that can start to get very expensive.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the compensation that you must pay for any damage that you are creating to other parties, to other people, it depends of the quantification that is going to be done when they are 100%.
Yes.
Okay? You don't know that when the accident is taking place, and it is necessary to involve a lawyer from the beginning in order to have the control of what is happening, in order to know what is the position from the insurance company. More because in some cases it can happen that the interest of the insurance company is not the same interest as you. Okay?
Correct.
It is that you must protect yourself, okay? And you must have a lawyer on your side from the day one. If everything is progressing in the correct way and the insurance company is covering you through the lawyer assistant or all that, everything is fine, but you must have one lawyer on your side, because it can be that at one point the interests of your insurance company are not the same interest as you. Yeah.
Yes. So, how do you find a suitable lawyer? Not every lawyer will deal with accident cases. So how do you find a lawyer who specializes in accident work?
Yeah, normally big firms have a special particular department in charge of accidents.
Of course, that includes you here in Manzanares.
Yeah. If you don't know about who can be a specialist in accidents, okay, it's good that you contact with the College of Lawyers, okay, of that particular area in the Costa del Sol. You can go to Malaga or to Marbella, okay, and you can ask for lawyers specialists in accidents. They will give you a list of that, and it's good that you contact one of that specialists.
Or, of course, you can go to the lawyer who dealt with the buying of your house or your will and ask them for a recommendation.
They will guide you for that, but it's good that you use as a specialist lawyer in that subject.
Yes. Now, there are normally two consequences of an accident, aren't there? One is that you might face a criminal prosecution, and the other is that you might face a claim for civil compensation.
Correct.
So in what circumstances in Spain would you run the risk of a criminal prosecution if you're involved in an accident?
If you are causing an accident and it was your fault, and because it's an imprudence that you have been doing, and then it can be a criminal offense.
Yes.
It is that if you are driving in Spain, the limit speed that we have is 120 kilometers per hour. If you are driving 180,
yes.
Okay, if you have an accident, you will have a criminal consequence. You can be involved in a criminal case.
So basically, if you've been driving very badly, or if you've been driving when you were drunk, or when you've been taking drugs, it's in those cases you're likely to face a criminal prosecution.
In that case, you can be involved in a criminal case. Yeah.
But if you just touch another car at a roundabout, probably there will be no criminal prosecution.
No criminal prosecution in that way.
Just talking about driving and drinking, the Spanish now take a very serious view of this.
Yeah.
What is the penalty here now if you are driving with more alcohol in your blood than you're permitted?
It can be very high, including if more than 0.5, okay, it will be a criminal it will be a criminal offence. Okay, directly, including if you have caused any accident.
So the legal limit here is 0.3.
Yeah.
But between 0.3 and 0.5, it's considered a wrong, but not a criminal wrong.
Yeah.
And over 0.5, then it's a criminal offence, and you then face serious penalties.
Yeah, that is correct. But if you are 0.4, okay, that is between the 0.3 and the 0.5. If you have an accident,
that makes it worse.
Yeah, and then that will be a criminal offence, okay?
Yes.
And you will be involved in a criminal case because of that.
In addition, of course, to any civil claims for compensation that might be made.
Of course. And you can lose your driving license.
Yes. So if you are going to be facing a criminal case, again, you need to see your lawyer as soon as possible.
Of course.
And the process for dealing with those criminal cases is set out in our guide to how to deal with a crime in the Costa del Sol. That's a separate guide we have, written guide, which again we'll leave as a link on this video. Okay, let's then think in terms of civil claims for compensation. If you cause damage to another vehicle or another person and it's your fault, you are very likely to face a claim for civil compensation.
Of course.
And that claim for compensation will be dealt with in the same way as we were discussing earlier about dealing with disputes and compensation claims generally.
It's similar.
Yeah, so that's another guide we have about how to deal with claims and disputes in the Costa del Sol. It's a written guide and a video, and again, they're available at www.Guides.Global, and they'll also be linked in this video, so do read those. If someone does make a civil claim, particularly if there have been injuries to their body, then in Spain you have a very different way of dealing with the assessment of compensation, I think. In most countries, the judge makes a decision about compensation based almost on his instinct, whereas in Spain you have a pretty solid set of rules, don't you? It says if a man cannot lift his arm above his shoulder, you get so much compensation. If he can't lift it above his waist, you get a different amount of compensation. Very complicated set of rules for how compensation is calculated.
Yeah. In Spain, that is very clear. It's very clear because we have one specific law doing mention what type of compensation you will have.
Yes.
It depends on many factors. Okay, it depends. It's not the same compensation when you are 30 years than when you are 75 years and you are not working. Okay, but we have a law doing mention about compensation that should be paid in any case.
Yes.
That compensation is going to be calculated using a special doctor for that. It is that if we are involved in an accident...
This is a doctor appointed by the court.
It will be.
Yes.
But it's good that we use our own doctor to review that.
Yes.
Okay. The court is going to appoint one doctor. Okay. But it's good that we have our own doctor, a specialist in accident compensation, who is going to review, is going to check exactly what we are claiming. If I have a problem with my arm, what is the type of problem, how that limitation can affect me in the future, the type of work that I am doing, how can that affect me, okay? In order to calculate the compensation, the proper compensation according with that.
Yes.
One advice, if you have an accident, you are involved in an accident, it's good that you keep all reports of any treatment that you are doing through the hospital, doctors, and any involved with the accident. Keep all that records because that is going to be very helpful for the specialist, the doctor specialist in compensation to calculate the compensation and to analyze the treatment that you have had during all the procedure.
Of course, we've been talking here as if the accident was your fault. But the same thing applies in reverse if the accident was someone else's fault. So you still need to see your lawyer to make the claim. You still need to keep records of all of the expenditure you've incurred so that you can recover that expenditure and so on. So I'm sure our audience will be intelligent enough to work out how this works the other way around. Antonio, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We hope you found that useful. If you have, as usual, please like this video or follow us. If you want to contact Antonio or Manzanares, their contact details are on the information box on this video. We also, as I've already said, have got links to other videos and other guides in the information box, so please have a look at those. And we look forward to seeing you again sometime soon. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Thank you.